welcome. This is ZASLOW Show 2.0. It is a Wednesday, the 9th of November. Good to have you aboard. We got a lot going on today. However you are listening to us, I appreciate you. You know by now, ZASLOW Show 2.0 being broadcast all over the world, all across the galaxy, wherever you get your podcasts. That includes Apple, iTunes, Spotify, iHeart, Google, Amazon. I don't know what podcast platform you have, but whichever one you have and you're using, I'm super grateful. I love you a long time. You know how the deal is. All right. So we got a lot to get to today. We're going to have some fun. I appreciate you joining us for show number 8. That's right. This little venture of mine, ZASLOW Show 2.0. We are in day number 8. I want to make sure everyone is staying safe out there. If you're listening to us outside of South Florida, you don't have an issue. Maybe you don't even know what's going on. But we're dealing with a little bit of weather here. Now, I'm in Broward County, all right? Broward County is essentially out of, the cone of death. But we're starting to get some weather. It's raining a little bit right now. It's certainly a little bit windy. I think I took care, and when I say I think I took care, it means I think my wife took care of what's going on in the patio by the pool. I think she brought the chairs in. She's very good about that kind of stuff. I was doing stuff yesterday afternoon. She took care of that kind of deal. So you just make sure you're listening right now and you haven't taken care of the things you need to take care of. You got to go do it because we're going to get some rain. We're going to get some wind. Everything should wind up being okay, though. All right, so we got the Florida Panthers back in action tonight, which, by the way, I got a message on Twitter earlier this morning, and you can hit me up on Twitter at ZASLOW Show. I'm an influencer as well on Instagram, so you can go hit me up at Instagram, ZASLOWJ. But on Twitter earlier today, for instance, I got a message from my man Fonz at ZASLOW Show. It says, Zaz, how are the Panthers not postponing this game tonight? And he's asking, is he getting the wrong news about the storm? And I told him, I don't think, it's a good question. I don't think you're getting the wrong news, Fonz, but I think we're just, I checked the weather. I checked the weather in Sunrise. It's going to be raining. There's going to be winds. It said 18-mile-an-hour winds, which, it's windy, but we're going to get winds and we're going to get rain. It's not going to be so terrible, the rain, I don't believe. So I guess they feel there's no reason to postpone this deal tonight. So, yeah, Panthers tonight, Panthers and Hurricanes, but I would imagine you keep an eye on that if you got tickets for the Panthers tonight. Panthers begin a 5-game homestand that they desperately need to take advantage of. I hate the Carolina Hurricanes so much. That Vincent Trocheck, I know he used to play for us. I hate his ass now. So I'm way into the Panthers game tonight, Panthers and Canes. Keep an eye on that. If you got the tickets, you want to make sure that you're aware if something changes. Maybe they move up the game. I could see a scenario where they move the game up to 6 p.m., let the team get out of town earlier. Carolina, that is. The Panthers have a 5-game homestand. But anyway, that game, at least for now, that is still going on. That is still happening. You had no NBA last night. Very strange. It was election day. Who did you vote for? No, we're not doing that. You had election day yesterday. Hope everyone is, not everyone's going to be pleased, but, the situation, if you're pleased, if you're not pleased, it is what it is. All right, you got to move forward. There you have it. We're not going to tell everybody. We're not going to tell everyone who we voted for. We're not doing that here. Everyone gets very crazy when it comes to that kind of stuff. But the NBA had no games yesterday because everyone's out voting, all right? So there is some NBA stuff to get to, not a ton. The Heat are back in action tomorrow night. They take on Charlotte. Week 10 NFL gets going tomorrow night as well. And you got the Dolphins. We are inching closer to the most exciting football team in the land, looking for their 4th consecutive win, Dolphins and Browns this weekend. I would love to go. Now, everybody knows that when I'm trying to go to a game, that means I'm looking for the hookup. That means I'm putting the bat signal out there, and I'm hoping somebody comes through for your boy, for your 2-time champion broadcaster. I don't know if I'm trying to go, but I'll decide by tomorrow if I'm trying to go. I don't know if I'm trying to go yet. If I'm trying to go, everybody knows that. If I'm trying to go, that means I'm looking for the hookup. Because tickets are really expensive. Tickets, and that's a double-edged sword, right? I used to take my son. We would go to the Dolphin games, last few years. Last year, I think I went to 5 games. And we have specific seats that we buy every time. We like upper deck And Upper Deck for football is great, by the way. We like Upper Deck, behind the end zone, first row. Love those seats. And all of last year, and really the year before that too, we went to a game or two. All of last year, those seats in particular, you get them on the resale market, Ticketmaster resale. And those tickets would be like $60, maybe $70. Super affordable. Great. I love those seats, all right? Now, those exact seats, $300. And don't try to go to the Pittsburgh game with those tickets. $300 for, like this weekend, for instance, against Cleveland. And, obviously, I won't only sit in the front row in the Upper Deck, but you look at the other seats, lower level, club, of course, very expensive. So it's a double-edged sword, right? Like, it's annoying that the tickets are so expensive this year, but also it's so expensive this year because the team is really good. So, which would I rather? Would I rather be able to afford going to the games because the team's shitty? Or would I rather be priced out because the team is awesome and they might be the most exciting team in all of football? That's right, Chiefs. You're included here. Dolphins might be the most exciting team in football. So I'll take it like this, where every once in a while, I'll be trying to go to the Dolphins game because the tickets are just too expensive. But that means that the team is really good. All right, we'll circle back to the Dolphins. We got a special guest coming up in the show. We'll do some Dolphins, maybe mix in a little bit of NFL with her. All right, that's right. I'll give you a little bit of a hint there. We'll have a special guest coming on. We'll talk Dolphins with her. You'll like it. Everybody likes her. All right, so that'll be coming up in a little bit. Let me tell you about last night, though. Today's a good opportunity. It's Wednesday. It's the middle of the day. It's the middle of the week, excuse me. And there's not a ton going on because there was no NBA last night. So this is a good time to talk about this right now. Last night, Hard Rock Live Hollywood. Love that venue. What a venue. Metallica was there a few days ago. What a venue. And so I was at Hard Rock Live, Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino last night. Saw Adam Sandler. Now, everybody knows. My wife loves Adam Sandler. She loves everything about him. One of my favorite things. I love hearing my wife laugh. It is my favorite thing. And no one makes her laugh like Adam Sandler. We love that Zohan movie. Thomas? So we went to go see Adam Sandler last night. And we've seen him, I think, 2 other times. Most recently, like a year and a half ago when he was here. So anyway, excuse me. We went last night to Hard Rock Live. Packed. I mean, packed. We had great seats too. But the place was packed. And I'll spend any amount of money to go see Adam Sandler because it makes my wife super happy. But shout out to Adam Sandler for a couple reasons. Number one, fantastic show. I mean, he got up there and he played. Show started 8, didn't end till 11. That's not usually how a comedy show goes. Like I'll get to the opening act in a second, but his performance was 2 hours. Adam Sandler doesn't even be doing 2-hour shows. It's Adam Sandler, all right? So credit to him. He gives you your money's worth. But the ticket prices, we had great seats, and we paid, I think, like $225 a ticket, which I know sounds really expensive because it is really expensive. But the point that I'm making is, I told you Dave Chappelle was playing that venue like a year ago. Those seats were $500. Embarrassing. Dave Chappelle should be embarrassed. But Adam Sandler, the ticket prices, they were like, yeah, that's going great for concerts. That's how much a ticket is when you go see a concert. So they weren't crazy prices. They were totally in line, like they were competitive prices, I guess you would say. They were totally in line with what you would think the prices would be. So shout out to Adam Sandler for not being a greedy bastard. Anyway, so we get to the show, and we sit on our seats about to start, and it says that there's like a banner, Adam Sandler with surprise guests. I'm like, that's awesome. Okay. And I turned to my wife immediately. I said, you know what? I'll bet Nick Swartzen is opening for him. Nick Swartzen, he's in Grandma's Boy, Click. He's Just Go With It. He's in all the Adam Sandler movies. If you don't know his name, you know his face. You know what I'm talking about. And I said to her, he's at the Improv this weekend. I'll bet he's just here early, and yeah, he's going to play with Adam Sandler. So, yes, Nick Swardson comes out. He's like the host, although he did a little set. He did like 20 minutes, 25 minutes. What do you know? He's not the only surprise. Nick Swardson then introduces Judd Apatow. Holy shit, this is an amazing show. So cool. Adam Sandler surprising us, and you get Judd Apatow there, right? Everybody knows Judd Apatow, 40-year-old virgin, Knocked Up, Funny People, Pineapple Express. Probably the top comedic director out there, Judd Apatow. So Judd Apatow then does a set, does like 25, 30 minutes. So funny. That was a great treat. We're not done. Then they introduce Rob Schneider. Rob Schneider, Deuce Bigelow, Grown Ups. Everybody knows the movies Rob Schneider's been in. Judge Dredd, The Three Seashells. Rob Schneider comes out. He does like 25 thirds. What a cast. And then finally Sandler comes out and he does like 2 hours, man. That was, people are like, hey, how was the show? I knew it was going to be good. I've seen it before. It was even better. It was so good. How did your wife like it, Zazzle? She loved it. Everybody knows that's the most important thing. If she enjoyed it, if she's laughing the whole time, then I'm having a great time. So, man, Adam Sandler last night was so good. And I'll tell you, Adam Sandler, after last night's performance, he has vaulted. He has jumped his way into my top 5 comedy shows I've ever attended. Now, I'm not saying top 5 comedians. That's not what I'm doing. Top 5 live comedy shows I've ever attended. That's what we're doing. That's what I'm doing. Top 5. You want to know? You want to know what the top 5 is? I got it for you. I got the list. Now, this isn't necessarily in order. This is just top 5, and Adam Sandler has jumped into my top 5. Top 5 comic performances I've been in attendance for. So, how much did I enjoy it? How much did I laugh? It's not best comics. It's best, most entertaining shows I've been to. All right, here it is. Adam Sandler has jumped into the top 5. And here are the other 4. Chris Rock. Brian Callen. Love Brian Callen. Brad Williams from last week. I told you I saw Brad Williams at the Dania Improv. Shout out to those guys there. They hooked me up. Marcos, appreciate it. Love you a long time. Brad Williams was so funny. Brad Williams, he's in my top 5. And finally, I think you're going to like this one. Mitch Hedberg. That's right. Your boy saw Mitch Hedberg before he passed away. That's right. Mitch Hedberg, like 15 years ago, a long time ago, Mitch Hedberg passed away very young. Obviously, he had a drug overdose type of situation. I saw Mitch Hedberg many years ago with my father. I think I was in my early 20s, and we went specifically to see the tour. It was Louis Black, who was my father's favorite. Louis Black and Dave Attell were headlining a tour. We're going to go see this. It'll be great. And it was a great show. And the opener was, at the time, I had no idea who he was, and he was just starting to get popular. Mitch Hedberg. And my father and I were like, who is this guy? He's so funny. He was amazing. Mitch Hedberg. That's my top 5. Top 5 shows I've ever been to. Not top 5 comics. Top 5 shows I've ever attended live. Brian Callen, Brad Williams, Chris Rock, Mitch Hedberg, and Adam Sandler has joined the conversation. How about that?